Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching.
I'm going to throw you over here. I wish I cleared out more space. So that's what green circuits looks like now. So if I take this concept for green circuits, it would let me standardize my loaders, which is actually kind of important to me. So that would go there. Can I make this work? Looks like I can. Have I set up Covarex? Yeah, I've got some Covarex. The design I'm using is one I created that apparently isn't what other people like. But this is my Covarex. I did math equations and stuff, and this is how I figured it would work. Is these are essentially furnaces. These convert the uranium ore to, you know, other rocks, and then these upgrade those rocks. And by my math, and I didn't save this sheet, the page, but I think it was I used Kirk. It worked out to be that I only needed 4 of these with speed modules, compared to, I think, what is this, 20, 76? Yeah. So other people have said, well, you need a lot more Covarex machines. Do I? This is working pretty well. So is that what Covarex does? Is it eats is it eats non-spicy rock. It eats dead green rocks to make bright green rocks. In which case, maybe I do need more of this. Except it eats. Ew. So if I have a whole bunch of these, then they will eat the dark green and spit out the bright green. 3 to 1. So maybe that's why I've got so much dark green, is because I'm just refining it out of ore. I'm not up converting it. All right, that's another thing to do, is expand Coverex. Let me add that to my list. Thank you. So this would be my new green design. And I like that a lot more than the other, because then I don't have to maintain this upside down loader. So let me capture this as a new green circuit build. So I think this is the only place I'm going to use this. Now, if I do put this here, it's marginally longer, but I'm not worried about it. Yeah. And then I am going to slap this puppy right here just so that it annoys me. And I know I need to do it. Now, if I put that here, it is going to cause me a bit of a problem, isn't it? No? Yes. If I put that here, I have to move that. But I could move this over here. And then it's not in the way. That would also give me a little bit more buffer off of that intersection, which I like. So we're also going to put that there, because that's annoying. Now, back to what I was working on. Squirrel! So I don't like this. I don't like this at all, because I still need 144 copper cable assemblers. And this is 40. So to satisfy that, that's 40. There's 80. There's 120. There's 160. I would have to build 4 of these monsters. And I'm just not interested in that. On the other hand, what can I do here as a design strategy, assuming I want 2 input feeds? I would have to. Well, one of the other things is that I'm not fully unloading, which I noticed yesterday. So that kind of has to happen. But the side question is, can I get a second output lane on this design such that I guess the beacon world just told you guys to bugger off, eh? Okay. Can I get a second output belt such that if I stack these, because this is overwhelming one belt out, so each one of these needs its own output belt. But I'm not using all this copper. So can I get... Why are you telling me this? This can't be accurate. What? Okay. It must be that this was missing beacons at the time that I did it. Okay, so that's one belt. That's 2 belts. So that's 1 belt in, 2 belts out. That's still 1 belt in, 3 belts out. 1.5 belts in, 4 belts out. So if I have these... One, two, three, 4. Right? Because the inputs are going to be here. And then if I stack 4 of these, is there a path in which I can get these outputs out? Go ahead, load it up. While I think about that, where are my bots? Or my spooters? Ah, you were up there. Actually, I'm just going to keep you there. I should be able to remove all of these, and all of these, and all of these. We're going to go only vertical on this stuff. No, I'm going to do it this way. Actually, I'm going to go this way. Good. All right. So now I have that working in the background. All right. Instead of doing this, I want to do this. And that means I'm going to have some of these are not going to have their things, right? I don't know if I can make this happen, but I'm going to try. And it might be really ugly. And then there's the whole loading thing. Because if I look at the loaders, which this has tripped me up before. So if I go look at the 2-belt loader, which looks like this, 2-feed loader looks like that. Right, so they come in as A and B. If these are here, and I might need to readjust the height on this, I don't know. I wouldn't want to, but I might have to. But if I actually have 4 things coming up here, should be working here, not there, because this is more representative of what I do. So this is no longer a 1 to 6 balancer. It's now a 4 to 6 balancer. And that's probably not gonna. No, that does not fit. What's my other balancers look like? What's a 2 to 6 balancer look like? Well, at least it's short. Doesn't fit. This one at least will fit horizontally. But it totally ruins the inside lane. It means that on this design, I cannot use the inside lane at all. This doesn't even fit in between the power poles. I would have to hold this out here. All right, so those are design considerations. That if I do this, if I'm able to get 4 belts out of this stack, I will have to extend it down, and I will have to only use outside lanes. I can't use this inside lane, which is fine. That just changes the unloader from using this to going out here and down here. So that's not a big deal. But can I get 4 belts of output out of this? Whew. So we're saying that you're going to go there. Doesn't quite work. So what I'm looking at is, okay, how am I going to get this to here? Obviously, I can do this to this, but then I don't have enough room to go sideways. This is going to be a double fill, right? And it's more prominent down here. It's more prominent down here in so much as there's going to be more belts going through, right? Because it'll be easier to do it here because I just simply bend it around and send it up. But I don't have that option here. Well, I actually don't. I can't do that at all. So, how do I unload those in a fashion that allows me to split them around? I'm not seeing it. Even if I wanted to just do 2. Even if I wanted to just do 2. Hmm. That's not going to work. Oh, my God, that's hideous. It does work, though. It gets me what I'm looking for. So what if I put the unloaders on the bottom in that configuration? That wouldn't work there. If you were to output there, that wouldn't work. You could go back to being normal, as in standard with everyone else. You would be outputting your half to this side of the belt. You would be outputting your half to that side of the belt, and it would both get on there. But That's just weird. It works, though. Wouldn't need this anymore. Not down there, at least, but... Well, I guess the question is, yeah, because I can only do 2 belts this way, so I really only need 1 input belt. So 1 input belt is fine for this. And that's going to get me 2 outputs. So then this goes away. I don't see a way to get a third on there. I don't see a way to get a third output belt through this. Or a fourth. Given how voraciously these things eat, I really have no problem with doing this. And keeping it as a double feed. All right, any other way that I could place these inserters? So we're not going to do a 4. That's just straight out. But any other way to place these inserters such that I don't have this awkwardness? Assuming that these are going to be my transport mechanisms. If I take my current design, so this is a full build. That was interesting. And if I say that you are going to go to that side, you are going to go to that side. I've maintained my traditional design. I've got a lot less moving components and half loaders. Don't have a lamp. As well get sexy. Put lamps everywhere. Actually, you know what? I'll put lamps where I know it's never going to interfere with my design, which is on the horizontals. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with this. The only other possibility is if I put the outputs on the side. But even putting the outputs on the side, I got no way to get that. So all right, so this is the best I'm going to do is a 2, and that means right, because I just have no way to get this to a 3rd position. Because if you go sideways, I would like to have one more unloader, but I don't have a way to get it on there without interfering with these belts. So and if I'm doing this, yeah, just going to put it off to that side, which is then going to go up that way. Thank you, Aika. Thank you, Aika, for the follow. Appreciate that. I hope you're having a good day. So what if I throw away my current way of doing all of this? Yes. It's from, I think, Overlord. It's Friday, and here you are, baby. Well, thank you. I hope you have a fun time. So, I cannot load that way and have it reach the other one. So that's a valid loading strategy for 2. So this is worthless to me. All right. So what have I gained out of this? Almost nothing. Kind of the same footprint size. So this is a 2 to 6 balancer. This is going to output 2 right here. But I can't do this. I have to bring this in from here. If I go with this, with anything other than a hmm. I'm looking at the wrong one. I need to be looking at this one. All right, so that has to be at that spot. I can't move it in one because then I have no chance of getting this over. So how am I going to load this? Because a 2 to 6 balancer looks like this and doesn't fit at all within the confines of what I'm doing. I'd have to move that constant combinator, which I am not inclined to do. Also, this is a loader. Stop providing these. Where's the template for that? I don't know what you're doing here, but I don't want you here. You're already gone from here. Good. All right, so that's cleaned up for the future. How am I going to get a 2 to 6 balancer to work here? And be able to feed this. And have it shift off like this. That's about all I got. It's like my only option right here. And that doesn't work because that gets in the way. That's disgusting. But there we are. Pasta. Wee. Nomity nom nom nom. If I do that and that, I'm now inside here. And this is what a 2 to 6 looks like. And it's a real problem that being right next to each other and that this is wide. For this to fit, I would have to back it up all the way down here. And then have just a bunch of belt. Fudgesicles. Now I could go the 2 to 4 and then not fully load this. Which is not my norm. These would go away and be converted to this. I don't want to grab all that power pole. How did these persist? All right, so now we're back on this. Fudgesicles. Blueprints, 2, 2. 2 to 4 is that. 2 to 8 is this. So we can't use a 4. And why am I looking at 2 to 8? Because I'm looking at possibly sending it to the other side. If I take this 2 to 4, and I say, okay, we're only going to do 4. Now that's going to slow down my loading time. And I don't like that. But it's easy to achieve. If I look at 2 to 8 and then send half of them across, so first off, can I load from the other side, around the other side, around the other side? Make my wiring way more complex. Doesn't look like it. All right, so this is workable, assuming that I'm willing to give up on a lot here, which I can't do. I, I was just thinking about it, is that all of these calculations are expecting there to be six chests here. Because these numbers that are on here, they're looking at how much is in the chest. I would have to have a special set of combinators for this, and I'm not willing to do that. I have to load 6, which means that I'm probably going to have to increase the gap. Because this gap here is the same for all of my builds. The distance between the loading station and the first beacon. It's that for fluids. With the exception of that one. So I have a different distance. That's interesting. So this is what I'm using on the 20 beacon refinery, is I've moved it to here. Do I keep that here? Wrong button. And I had to do that because the pipes were just so nasty. Although now that I've refined it, do I still need that? Is there an option for me to, I can't remove one here, so I can't shrink this. I would have to move it too, but I could shove that over. That could be shortened by one if I, no, I can't shorten it by one because then you tie in there. Okay, so, wrong button. While I'm out here. All right, so that's not going to happen. All right, so if this is a new, oh wait, that's absolute, wasn't it? I need relative. Good. Yeah, Kidowitz, if you have any questions on those blueprints, let me know. I update them kind of often, as you know, they need to be. All right, so the only way this works then is if these get moved. I wonder why you reach there and you don't reach there. Anyways, we're dropping support for those anyhow. I don't think there's any getting around this part. Well, I don't want this to happen. So let's just start over here. So let's just look at our known knowns that we want to go with the 6. And that's what a 6 looks like. And that I can't get a 6 to fit. Son of a bitch. All right, can I design this 6 to be longer but narrower? So what is a 6 doing? A 6 is a 2 to 4 and then recycling the outside one and splitting it. So if this were here, nope, it could be here because all of your inputs go there. And then one of you is going back to here. No. Because one of you is not going back to there. Well, one of you is going back to there. But the other one is actually being put out. So that's a 2 to 6 that does functionally the same. It's not quite more narrow, which is kind of what I needed. I kind of needed it to be more narrow. So let's push it longer. Let's bring this here. Uh, 117 fully beaconed Coverx centrifuges will consume 1 blue belt of crappy uranium, and 4 fully beaconed assemblers will craft 1 blue belt of cells afterwards. Well, I don't have beacons in my Coverx yet. Maybe that's an advanced Coverx design. I keep what I've got for my starter, and then I migrate to what you just designed. And you're not crazy, you're a Factorio player. 117 fully beaconed Coverx centrifuges will consume 1 blue belt of crappy uranium-235. Fuel cells afterwards.